And I'm back making another video today. I am going to take a ride through Town Bank. I'm starting this ride at the corner of Beach and Lincoln, as you can see, which is not Town Bank. This is the end of North Cape May. But I thought it would be a good place to start and capture another ride along the bay on video, which I enjoy. So Town Bank, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the oldest settled community down here. I think it dates back, its founding dates back into the 1600s, certainly prior to the Revolutionary War. I think it was initially a whaling community, and it's not that large of a community. I'm not really, I don't have any specific point of interest to go to, but I thought I would just take a ride through it, just to show anybody that is interested what that little community looks like. As you can see, it's another partly cloudy day. We had some terrible storms last night roll through. Came through around, I guess, around 9 o'clock p.m. and the forecast called for rain today, but I guess because the storms came through earlier yesterday or last night, we have not had any rain today, and it turned out to be a pretty decent beach day. This is Harpoons on the Bay. To my right, you can see some people sitting outdoors. I've talked about that on a previous video. Now, I'm coming up to the end of North Cape May and the start of Town Bank. This is still all North Cape May. But this is Town Bank Road here. So when I cross this road, and you can see that sign, Historic Town Bank, I am now in Town Bank. So this community off to the right is what is considered Town Bank. And it's another charming little community. One of the things I like about Town Bank is every home is distinctive. It's not a sort of a planned community the way North Cape May was at its inception. All of these homes are different. I think the other thing that's nice about this community is there is a very good property owners association, and many years ago it was only open to residents of Town Bank, but they have since opened up admission to, I think, virtually anybody. I'm sure that residents of North Cape May are welcome to join the Property Owners Association, but that organization owns some of the land along the bay here, and I think the dues are relatively modest. I think it's about $20 a year, maybe. If anyone is interested, they can always look that up, as they can with anything I say on these videos. So this is the last street of Town Bank. And if I were to turn left at this next street and cross over, that would take me into the villas. So this is still considered Town Bank. And I'm going to just ride around this little community just to capture on video what it looks like. So as you can see, these homes are all a little bit different than each other. There's a nice sort of festival in this community every year. It's called Whale of a Day, and they block off a few blocks, a section of the road, and all vendors set up little tents, and you know, it's a nice way to spend an afternoon. They did not have it this year because of COVID, but it's something that my wife and I have done every year for the past probably 10 years since we've owned a home down here. All of these homes, as you can see, are within an easy walk to the Delaware Bay. And you can see that's obviously some damage from the storm Isaias that just came through here this past week. But that hasn't happened to me in quite some time. I forgot that I was in second gear. This is Clubhouse Road. This is the road that Whale of a Day is on every year. some beautiful homes here, as you can see, with some views of spectacular sunsets. This community does not have the look back here of a shore community, a seashore community, at least not to me, but I think it's a very, very nice community. My wife and I looked at homes in here in this development when we bought 11 or 12 years ago. During the Whale of a Day festival, they always have some outdoor music here. See more trees down, or limbs of trees, I guess. I shouldn't say trees down. And I'm coming back out onto Town Bank Road here, which is the edge of Town Bank. And to the left of me is still Town Bank. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Town Bank extends all the way up to this traffic light, which is Bayshore Road. I have driven down this road in the opposite direction on a couple of my videos, one of the more recent ones. This is coming up from the bay. But just to sort of complete the picture of Town Bank, I'll take a ride back here too. I'm going to go back out to Bayshore Road and head back to where I began this ride. But I think that gives a little feel for the neighborhood or the community that is called Town Bank. As I get to the end of this ride, you'll see the entrance to the Cape May Lewis Ferry. In fact, perhaps I'll even take a ride into the ferry terminal ground and end this video at that point. You probably can't see this on the video, but this is Town Bank Road again. I'm at the intersection of Town Bank and Bayshore Road. If you look on the right here at Uncle Bill's, you can see a lot more outdoor dining. You see all the umbrellas set up. I failed to point that out on my video riding around North Cape May and Lower Township. Here's Red Brick Tavern. You can see all the outdoor dining set up there. This is a relatively new brewery that opened up a couple of years ago. I mentioned when I showed Cape May Brewing Company that a number of new breweries had opened up with craft beers, probably as a result of the success that Cape May Brewery had experienced. So if I stayed straight on this road, it would take me right down to where I began this ride, straight ahead. But I think what I'll do is just, since I'm here, take a ride into the ferry, just to show anybody that's interested what that's like. As I said, my wife and I and our daughter and son-in-law and grandkids took a ride on the Cape May Lewis Ferry earlier this week over to Lewis, Delaware. This is the terminal, the Cape May terminal. You can see there is a ferry in dock directly in front of me. That bridge that you see is for the foot passengers. It's much more inexpensive to ride the ferry if you're just a walk-on passenger than driving your vehicle on. And you can see here a bus stop to take people from here to the Cape May County Zoo, up to the casino in Atlantic City. So people that want to walk onto the ferry over in Delaware and ride over here, they can do so and jump on a bus that takes them to various points of interest. So if I went to the left, that would be Douglas Park, which I showed before. In fact, I guess I'll go ahead and take a quick run down there. And as you can see, it's pretty crowded here today. There's not even a place for me to pull in and stop and show the canal. There are a number of people fishing on the jetty across the canal. It's probably not very visible to viewers of this video. During the height of the red phase of COVID, you were not allowed to even sit in those little pavilions. And the ferry, I guess, as you can hopefully see, perhaps not, the ferry is actually departing now. Try to pull over here just to give a view of it. So on the ferry, when you ride it now in these days of COVID, only foot passengers are permitted to go inside. If you see on the second deck, only people that are foot passengers are permitted inside. People that are on the ferry with their vehicle have to either stay in their vehicle or exit their vehicle, and they're permitted to go on the second or third deck, but you have to sit outside. And they have red tape across 3 out of every 4 chairs to create social distancing. So you're only, there's no one within 3 seats of you on either side of you on the ferry, and they put red tape on the railings. I'm not sure if it's going to be visible on this video, but you can see some people on that second deck standing there and looking at basically at where I am. And they put red tape on the railing, and they only have certain spaces where you're permitted to stand and view. And again, that is to create social distancing. I'm quite certain that you cannot see the red tape on this video, but you could not have people shoulder to shoulder lining up on that railing.
You gonna be here a while?
No.
Okay. Good.
So I guess he was not happy that the noise from the Ninja was affecting him in some way, but in any event, I didn't plan to stay anyway. I just thought I would take advantage of the fact that the ferry happened to be departing when I just was pulling out, so I thought I would stop and show that. So that was Douglas Park. I'm coming back down to where I began this video. I mentioned on a previous video how all of these trees to my left are decorated leading up to Christmas by local residents. So it's something that's pretty nice to see. Makes this community one that I enjoy being part of, and hopefully someday my wife and I will choose to sell our home outside of Philadelphia and live full-time down here. So I'm right back to where I started this video. At the corner of Beach Drive and Lincoln. So that's it. I'm going to turn this off now, and if it turns out, if it's reasonably acceptable, I'll post it on YouTube for people to take a look at if they wish to do so. I still plan to take a ride up into the villas and videotape or make a video of a ride through the villas. And I also want to take another ride over into Cape May because I didn't capture all of Cape May on the video I made earlier this week. And I still think there's some things to point out that you can see the effects of COVID-19 and coronavirus on restaurants in Cape May. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.